The exhibition in parallel is really part of a history that we at the power plant have with engaging the Toronto art community and the Toronto art scene. From its very beginnings, the power plant had a tradition of engaging with the artists here in Toronto. And the first exhibition that opened in 1987 here at the power plant was dedicated to the local scene, and it was titled Toronto, a play on history, Jeu d'Histoire. That exhibition was intended as a way of really taking the pulse of the art scene and understanding what's happening at the time in this city. Over the last 36 years of our history, we have had several exhibitions that looked at the Toronto art scene and its developments and what was happening at the time through the 90s and to the early 2000s. And in parallel, follows in the footsteps of those exhibitions. When we started thinking about this exhibition, it was really trying to identify emerging artists or artists of a younger generation working today in Toronto or in the greater Toronto area, and identify what were the concerns of artists working in our city today. Larger exhibition consists of two parts, and the second part is currently on view at the power plant. Both have been presented under the title In Parallel, but the two parts have been distinguished by the themes that they were engaging with. The exhibition that took place during the winter of 2023 season presented the works of 6 artists that were concerned with relationship to the land and to the place, and what it meant to make art on this land at this moment in time. So Indigenous artists were strongly represented in that exhibition. The second part of the exhibition is really looking at artists' engagement with language, with technology, and the reinvention of traditions. We have 6 artists that are currently showing work in the second part of In Parallel exhibition. They are Gonzales, Nish-Lapidus, Micah Lexier, Erdem Taşdelen, Sami Tsang, and Shaheer Zazai. Gonzales is a Filipina-Canadian artist working between painting and computer-aided design programs, led by her interest in space-making. Her paintings on piña silk, a fabric made from the leaves of the pineapple plant, native to the Philippines, are inspired by the displacement that immigrant communities experience. Using 3D modeling software, a combination of photographic sources and her own memories, Gonzales creates compositions that are based on rooms in her former family homes in the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, and Canada. Conceptual artist Micah Lexier is interested in the acts of making, collecting, storing, and organizing. Over the years, Lexier's projects have taken on many forms, including large-scale installations, do-it-yourself activity booklets, and jigsaw puzzles. His interest in language and its multiple permutations has inspired the playful work in this exhibition. Scavenger Hunt, the power plant, is a new work that responds to the exhibition context and invites an exploration of our iconic building. Nish-Lapidus is a Canadian artist, writer, musician, and designer who seeks to re-envision our relationship with computer hardware and software. While addressing recent conversations on data mining and privacy invasion, Nish-Lapidus's projects unite poetry, code, and language to prompt a reconsideration of computation as material and technoculture. The works in his Love Letters series compel viewers to use the keyboard and create personal messages that are visible for others to read. In his multidisciplinary practice, Turkish-Canadian artist Erdem Taşdelen finds inspiration in historical figures, texts, and events. From this source material, he creates semi-fictional narratives that explore how different political structures coincide, overlap, or even contradict each other. The scenes featured in A Moving Target were shot and collected over the course of 1 year through a decidedly intuitive process in which the artist filmed 1-minute video fragments during spontaneous encounters in various settings. Unmade Films is a series of posters for imaginary films that will never be made. Each poster in the series is based on a still image taken from A Moving Target. As a Chinese-Canadian artist working mostly in ceramics, Sami Tsang's sculptures stem from personal narratives and domestic encounters. Using clay, resin, rice paper, and a ballpoint pen, Tsang channels Chinese proverbs, humor, distortion, and whimsy into her art making to reveal emotional experiences. The ceramic works presented in this exhibition provide the artist with a way to share intimate stories and give voice to internal questions and traumas. Shaheer Zazai is an Afghan-Canadian artist whose practice focuses on exploring the development of cultural identity of diasporic subjects in the present geopolitical climate. Referencing his own cultural heritage, the artist creates dynamic patterns on Microsoft Word and sends them to carpet weavers in his own country, where they are woven into unique textile pieces. Zazai finds creative possibilities within a limited color palette and invites us to think about the history and culture of Afghanistan through fabric work. We're really excited to be presenting this exhibition at the Power Plant during our summer season, and we invite you to come and visit it in person between June 23rd and September 4th.